Hello children, we are in lesson number 2 motion. We have already completed most of the aspect of it. We have completed what are scalar vector quantities, then we have seen what is actually velocity, distance, displacement and acceleration. Then we saw what is a displacement time graph, velocity time graph, acceleration time graph. All these aspects we have seen it. Now next part which we will be studying today, it's called as motion under gravity. Now here we are going to study how the motion, what is a motion when when a freely falling body, okay, when it reaches to the ground. So what is its velocity, how is its acceleration time graph, how is its velocity time graph, and how is its displacement time graph. So just we are going to study that a body falling freely on the ground towards the gravity, what are its aspects. Okay, so let us see that. First of all, when a body is freely falling towards the gravity, okay, under uniform acceleration, the acceleration will be 9.8 meter per second square or 10 meter per second square. So this acceleration due to gravity is a constant. Okay, this is the value of g, which is given by 10 meter per second square or 9.8 meter per second square. So whenever a body is moving towards the gravity, okay, whenever it will be moving towards the gravity, its acceleration will be 9.8 meter per second square. Now for a body which is moving vertically upwards, it will be having uniform retardation of 9.8 meter per second square. So how is that? For example, if we say that if I have say if I have a body over here, and if I am releasing this body down, its acceleration due to gravity will be 9.8 meter per second square. Then if I take this body which is at the ground and I just throw it up, when I throw it up, okay, that time also it will be retardation, which is 9.8, you know that, right? Moving against the gravity, so its retardation 9.8 meter per second square. So here we are going, motion under gravity is an example of uniformly accelerated or uniformly retarded motion. So motion under gravity is an example of uniformly accelerated or uniformly retarded motion. So now here we will be considering a freely falling body, and this freely falling body which is there, this is the body under gravity is there, which it from there we will use acceleration time graph, and from the acceleration time graph we will find out the velocity time graph as well as the displacement time graph. So acceleration time graph for such a motion is a straight line parallel to the time axis. So we can say that whenever a body is uniformly accelerated, okay, it's a uniformly accelerated body, we can say, okay, so here that time the graph will be, it will be a straight line parallel to the time axis. So let us see. So we can say that the straight line AF represents the acceleration time graph for a body freely moving with uniform acceleration. This body is uniformly accelerated, so its acceleration due to gravity is constant, 10 meter per second square. So at 1 second, 10, 2 second, 10, 3 second, 10, 4 second, 10, 5, so on and so forth, it will be a straight line parallel to the time axis. So we can say that this is the acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph for a freely falling body will be a straight line parallel to the time axis. So this is acceleration time graph for a freely falling body. Now this, from with the basis of this graph we will be able to obtain velocity time graph as well as displacement time graph. So here when we are obtaining the velocity time graph, how will we find it out? By the area enclosed between the straight line at time 1 second. So let initial velocity be 0 first. So 0 at t0 v will also be 0. Then let us take it as 1. So 1, what is the time? 1 second. What is the acceleration of b? 10. So velocity after 1 second, that is area O A B P. Okay, so this area O A B P, it will be 10 into 1, which is 10 meter per second square. So 10 into 1. So how did we get this 10? 10 is the length, 1 breadth. So 10 into 1, 10. Similarly, we'll consider next body, velocity after 2 seconds, area of O A C T C Q, sorry, O A C Q, O A C Q, O A C Q. So again length 10, then O C 2. So 10 into 2, 20. Then O A D E R, sorry, O A D R. O A D R will be 10, O A D R 10, 10 into 3, 30. 4 seconds will be OAES. OAES 10 into 4, OAFT 10 into 5, so 50. So here we got the velocity time graph. So now just plot it. So for 1 second, if you see, it was 10, for 2 seconds it is 20, 3 seconds 30, 4 seconds 40, 5 seconds 50. So this is the velocity time graph. And when you obtain the slope of this graph, the slope of this graph will give you what? Acceleration, right? The velocity time graph gives us what? Acceleration. So the value of acceleration here will be 10 meter per second square. So the velocity time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis. So this is inclined to the time axis, which will be having the slope as 10 meter per second square. So this is the value of velocity. So this is the value of velocity time graph. Now you got the velocity, you got the time. Now from velocity time graph, what are we supposed to find out? The displacement. From acceleration time graph, we found the velocity, then we found the values, we plotted the velocity time graph. From velocity, now we have velocity time graph, we are going to find out the displacement. So let us find out the displacement of it. So we can say that this is a straight line inclined towards the time axis. Now velocity time graph can be obtained by the area enclosed with straight line OA. Okay, so we will see one by one the area of it. So displacement in triangle OAP. So here we will be seeing the things. Now here, first of all, let us see displacement at 1 second. So area of triangle OAP. So can you see AOP, AOP. So half into base into height, which is nothing but half into base, which is 1, height is 10. So half into 1 into 10 is what? Half into 1 into 10, which gives me 5 meters. Then next, triangle OBQ. OBQ. Half into base into height, half into 2 into 20, which is 20 meters. Then triangle OCR. Triangle OCR will be giving me displacement, okay, at in 3 seconds. Displacement in 3 seconds 45. Then triangle ODS, which is giving me 80, and OET 125. So this is the displacement. Okay, so displacement from the above is shown by a curve, which is OA, that is parabola. So here now you got the displacement, you can plot the graph here. So displacement time graph here. So you can see the values here. At 1 second, how much it is? 5. At 2 seconds 20, 3 seconds it is 45, 4 seconds it is 80, and 5 seconds it is 125. So it's a curve like this. This is a parabola displacement time graph for the falling body. Now it may be noted that freely falling body displacement is directly proportional to the square of the time. So you can just see how it is. For 1 second 5, okay, then once for 1 it is 5, for 4, okay, 20. So here you can say that S is directly proportional to t square. So t square, okay, so here 20 proportional to 2 square 4, 45 9. So like this we get S proportional to t square. So this is the graph by taking displacement on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. So we have just plotted the graph for displacement time. Now from all this we can conclude that here if we take any straight line OA over here, okay, so here you can represent it in the form of square. So here they have taken as squares of it, so we can get the 5 meter per second square is the slope. So slope is half the acceleration due to gravity. Thus value of acceleration due to gravity can be obtained by doubling the slope of st square for a freely falling body. So if we double the slope, we can get the acceleration due to gravity. You can see that it is half. The graph for S versus t square is given here. So if we want to find out the slope is half the acceleration due to gravity, and the value of acceleration due to gravity can be obtained by doubling the slope of S versus t square. So in this way we got the motion of the accelerated body. Now I hope that this part was clear. We first found the acceleration time graph. On the basis of acceleration time graph we have found the velocity time graph. From velocity time graph we found the displacement time graph. Okay, now here there are few numericals given over here, so we will be going towards the numericals. Before I proceed further, I hope you have completed lesson number 1's question answers, whatever. Then one more thing is there, 1b, which is there. Okay, in exercise 1b there are only simple numericals like finding the least count. Okay, then the vernier calipers and the screw gauge which are there, these numericals won't be asked in the exam. So in exercise 1b you can solve from 1 to 21, and basic numericals like 1, 2 and you can do 1, 2 and 3. They are just finding out the least count. You know how to find out the least count, so you can proceed further. Rest all the numericals won't be asked in the exam, and 1c is numericals already we have done. Now here we are going to see few numericals of this. I will be just taking the first numerical just for your reference, and then we will be starting with the numerical questions. These are solved examples. You can solve it in your notebook. It is up to you, or you can also solve it for the practice. Now here you can see that how the numericals will be given. The graph will be given for you. You have to draw a displacement time graph, and you have to find whether the motion is in uniform or non-uniform. You have to use a graph to calculate velocity of car and this, so you can do it on a graph paper. So how will you do it? First you know how to draw the graph. You will draw the x-axis, you will draw the y-axis. On the y-axis, what are you supposed to take? You are supposed to take the distance, and on the x-axis you are supposed to take the time. So your time will be here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then here you are plotting the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Now if you see, you get a straight line. Now looking at the graph itself, you can say that it is in uniform velocity, right? So it's a straight line inclined with the time axis, right? If it's a straight line inclined with the time axis, means what? Velocity is uniform. So for this you have to be thorough with the cases, whatever cases we have done. So here we can say it's a straight line inclined to the time axis. So this is in uniform velocity. Now from the graph itself you have to find the velocity of the car. So you can find it how? By taking the slope. Now I had explained you how to take the slope. So here they have taken 50. So either you can take 50 and 0, or even if you take in between also, no issues, but let us take 50. So you are supposed to draw a triangle like this, so which is BA upon OB. So what is BA's value? 50 minus 0, which is 50, right? A is 50, B is 0, so 50 minus 0 divided with 5 minus 0, which is giving me 10 meter per second. Okay, that's the velocity. Now from the graph we are supposed to find out the displacement of the car at t equal to 2.5 seconds. So just you will see on the graph 2.5 seconds, which will be, what will be the displacement? 25 meters, and for 4.5 it is 45, 25 meters 45. This you can do when you are plotting it on the graph. So from the basis of the graph you are doing these things. Okay, then like these type of things can also be asked. These are the picture study type of questions, wherein they have told the displacement time graph is given of A and B, that is a boy moving in A and B. So when did boy B start after A? So B has started at what point? A has started at 0, but B started 2 hours later, so 2 hours later. Then how far was A from B when B started? How far he was? So you have to see the distance. So he was, we can say that, so here you can see B started at 2 hours. So from 2 hours, how was the displacement of B? It was, distance was 10 kilometer away. Then which of the two has greater velocity? So here we have seen the answer as B has greater velocity, since straight line of graph B has a greater slope. So here you can just see that B had started. So if you see the slope, B is has more velocity rather than that of A. Okay, so B will have greater velocity. Then when and where did B overtook A? So B had overtook A where? At the instant where both were at the same place. The position is the point where two straight lines meet. That is a distance from starting 20 kilometers. So at 20 kilometers in 4 hours, thus B has overtook. Okay, B overtook for 4 hours, that is 4 minus 2. So B had taken for 4 hours, that is 4 minus 2. So we can say that at a distance of 20 kilometer from the starting point. So at a distance of 20 kilometer from the starting point, and at 4 hours he overtook that person. B has overtook A at this particular point. So like these type of picture based questions, according to that we have another set of questions. So here we will be solving the numericals just for your basic understanding. I just solve these two numericals, and then on the basis of these numericals we will do the exercise numerical. These are the same, they are the same type of numericals in the exercise as well. I hope today's session was clear with everyone. Okay, thank you children, and take care.